And we are live. Thank you for tuning in to LOL, where you will hopefully learn and laugh with me and our featured guest today, Jacquie. How are you, Jacquie?
I'm doing well. It's I'm checking out how my office looks behind us. There we go.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Before we get into a lot of questions, I wanted to tell everyone that Jacquie is like a super innovator. She's a healthcare professional and she's a founder of CannabizMD. Do you call yourself a social entrepreneur, Jacquie?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Both Cannabis MD and TPED are founded upon the principles of a social enterprise.
Awesome. And what I found out today, that you were born in Tulsa?
I know. Couldn't tell you what it looks like other than the photographs of, I think, from newborn up to 1. But I did use it when I was a new kid in a second move where I shared with my 3-year-old classmates that I was from Oklahoma. My mother was an Indian and my father was a cowboy.
Wow, I would have never guessed that because, looking at you and meeting you a couple of times, I would have thought that you were probably born in like a French Riviera or something.
Thank you.
And you were born in Tulsa. Awesome. So that's a fun fact about Jacquie. So if you know the format of our little show, I'll ask you some questions about what you do for a living, and I'll ask you some really crazy, wacky questions. Are you ready?
All right.
Are you ready, Jacquie?
Here we go.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You know who Meatloaf is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my first question is, he has this song where he says, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. What does he mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Oh my gosh, that's so funny because I listened to Meatloaf so many times in the when I was first married with my ex-husband.
Yeah.
What do that for love? I couldn't tell you. My head is, I don't know, maybe that's like a version of PTSD that I can't bring forth Meatloaf anymore.
Okay. I'll
What is it? What would he not do? I mean,
I don't know. I've always thought of this, that he always says
okay.
that I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. So, I'm always asking people what he means. But
Well, I know. Yeah. I mean, there's like that, his song, what's the one, he's like rounding the bases. And, I think it ends up that, he, screams out, yes, I'll marry you or something like that. So maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So it still is an unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
I'll keep at it. Now, coming to what you do day in and day out, because, you are all over the world. Well, nowadays on Zoom, but, you speak at a lot of different conferences. I wanted to ask you, what are some of the misconceptions about the cannabis industry? Because a lot of people do not know really. Is there anything that you want to highlight?
Wow. Well, as I was getting ready to come on, catching up on the news, I mean, here's one that's pretty powerful, that the settlement was just announced with Purdue, the number 1 manufacturer of opioid medications.
Okay.
So really powerful about the millions of lives that have been lost to that opioid epidemic, which has not gone away.
Yes.
So, in the midst of the pandemic, we're in the midst of an epidemic. And nobody has ever died from cannabis. You cannot. It's physiologically impossible. That's not to say that you wouldn't die from if there's what's referred to as a drug-drug interaction, with a particular type or 2 of medications, but you can't die. And then that actually is leads into, is it a gateway? Is cannabis a gateway drug? And that's
right.
And I say it may be, it very well may be, but not for everybody. And also, cannabis doesn't work for everybody. I also first thing pretty much out of my mouth, it is not a panacea, meaning, it's not going to fix everything for everybody, but it definitely has some clinical evidence of supporting treatments for a number of diseases and disorders.
Absolutely. I think, and It's all making a lot of sense now as we hear more and more about how cannabis can help people. And you're a good ambassador. You do a lot of things to let people know how it can help you and how it won't help you, like you just mentioned. So thank you for sharing that. Well, let's go to something a little less serious, right?
Okay, ready. Yeah, I'm here to laugh. Come on, bring it on.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's go.
Yes.
So, Jackie.
Yes.
What's your favorite curse word?
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second.
Okay. God, I think this show will be banned pretty soon.
One of my daughters gave that to me one Hanukkah. So it's not a caricature of me, but it truly catches my essence.
Nice. And I think that's the best way to answer it. Not say anything and just show something.
I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything. Wow, very, very smart. I love that. Nice. Also, as I mentioned earlier, and I see a lot of your posts on LinkedIn about a lot of initiatives that you are taking. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the projects that you're working on right now?
Sure. Let's see. Well, oh my gosh, with Zoom, I have been in several countries during one day. It's truly amazing. But the initiatives that I'm primarily focused on are helping educate people that there is a void of cannabis science education and the understanding of cannabis therapy, cannabinoid therapy as it's referred to, with physicians. And this is certainly in the US and it's across the globe. Okay. And the foundation of that is actually that void is founded on racial prejudice. These are the laws that came into play when cannabis was outlawed in 1937. It actually was utilized regularly by physicians from the probably around 1870 or so until 1937. So that's an initiative that I'm focused on. Also, okay. I'm also focused on ensuring that there is social justice and health equity as it pertains to cannabis. That conviction of mine led to the founding of TPAD, which is my second social enterprise. I founded that in, when was that? February 2019. CBMD, the shorthand for CannabizMD, was founded in 2017. And then I'm in graduate school because I don't have anything else to do.
I've never heard anyone say that before, that, I'm in graduate school because so that certainly made me laugh. Okay, let me now throw a curveball, right? So it's I will give you a hint. It's a true or false question. Let's see if you can get it. Okay, here we go. 80% of lions make up the entire lion population. True or false?
False.
How?
Because I would think, well, actually, my immediate reaction was maybe what's the difference between a lioness? That's what I would think, is that a lioness. I am a Leo. Where am I going on this one? How am I doing?
Nowhere. It's just a crazy statistic that I came across once. And I like to ask this to different people, see their reaction. They're like, what? That does not make any sense. And it doesn't. Now, I also wanted to, when you are doing a lot of these keynote speeches and talking to a lot of people, what is like the number one question that you come across that people ask you, or the most recurring question?
Oh my gosh, that is actually a great question. Mm-hmm. I would say the first one is, would I help them get money? And it's like, well, okay. I'd actually like to get paid to do that. Okay. No, let me see. In all seriousness, that's a great question because so many come to mind. It depends on what that particular focus of that conversation is about. Yeah. So I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay. That made me kind of sad, but also laugh, right? So it's okay. It's okay. Now, I wanted to also ask you, if you ever had a chance to meet Kim Kardashian, what would you say to her?
Just stop.
Okay. I think that sums it up. That sums it up.
And I guess that she might have heard me because apparently they are.
Okay. Apparently. Now,
oh my gosh, can you imagine building this empire on a sex tape? Like, why aren't we all doing this?
I don't know. I know that, I don't think people will be interested in watching me, but so I'm not going to take that route. So, it's not for me. I wanted to also ask you, what makes you laugh?
Oh, I laugh a lot. I like to laugh. So anything. Actually, I took a pause. The most recent thing today was listening to my famous dog Izzy snore. So while I was working away on a presentation I'm developing on treating chronic pain with cannabis, my 20-pound dog was just snoring away.
Yeah. I know how that can be.
Yeah, and I pulled out my my camera to videotape it to send my kids because I know they would laugh. Yeah. But that, as inane as that.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. And Jackie, what makes you so passionate and just so focused on what you do each day and day in and day out? I mean, you could have done something else also.
Yes. Yeah.
Why kind of cannabis? Why this industry?
I think, let's see, what the root of me is founded upon, and there's Izzy right now, barking, is that there's a Hebrew phrase, tikkun olam, which literally means repair of the world. And how I have done that, and have found, I guess, what propels me forward in my profession is via education. I've never put myself out there as being perfect. We're all human and we make errors, we make mistakes, but what can we do best as we move through life is repair what we see as broken. And what I see as broken, social justice, social equity, health equity, and the access to medications that people should have. They should have a choice of what they are able to take into their body and how they want to treat themselves.
Nice. It's all about having that choice. That makes a lot of sense. And my last question, before I also ask you to have your parting words, if heaven exists and when you arrive at the pearly gates, what would you want God to say to you?
Well, so I am Jewish, and as far as the existence of heaven is, as a rabbi said to me once, Jackie, we don't know. Nobody's ever been back to report.
Wow, that's the best answer I've heard.
So I might say, she may say, like, oh, what a surprise to see you here. I don't know.
What a surprise. I love that. Awesome. Any parting words that you want to share with the audience?
I just think, as far as this, the focus of what we're doing is learning. And I hope people, there's a takeaway from something that I said. And equally as important is that hopefully we've made people laugh. At this time, what's gone on for the last several months with the pandemic, how we've had to just shift all of these perspectives on how we carry on every day, how we see our family, how we see our friends or don't. And then what's going on with the world, our world in the US and the political environment, which is just so incredibly nasty and negative. And hopefully everybody's focused on, if they haven't yet, I have voted, gotten out, doing your part, and ensure that our democracy is safe.
Awesome. Beautiful message. And anyone who's tuned in have heard us. Hopefully you have laughed and also learned. Do connect with Jacquie. She's on LinkedIn and she's hard to miss. She's all over the place. And thank you so much for having the courage to do this, Jacquie. It was great talking to you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.